So you guys are kind of notice a theme amongst these three stock picks for November, and that is fat dividends. Fat dividends. All right. So listen, I always premise these videos with understanding that these are fitting niche pieces of my particular portfolio. These stock picks are not meant to supplement overall cornerstone holdings in your portfolio. These are meant and aimed at specific sector allocation, okay? So we have industrials, telecom, and technology represented in these three stock picks for the month of November. Guys, welcome to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. We're filming from New York City, New York. These are my top three stock picks for November. I will be coming out with 2 additional videos talking about additional stock picks for November. I just happen to have a lot of churn going on in my portfolio right now. Let me be very clear. We've got right now General Electric is in a free fall, okay? General Electric is one of those stocks that I've watched go from its high in the low 30s all the way down to that $20 mark. And even though I do believe it could break below that $20 mark, which I will be buying more if that's the case, I've already bought this at the $25 and the $20 entry points on General Electric. I put the position, put a 200 share position on at 23. I added another 100 share position just this week, and I have no problem. I'm already long the stock. So for a lot of you folks out there that are looking to portfolio build, General Electric is a really good piece of that industrial sector to look at right now. And you're also getting a very opportune time to buy the stock as this PE adjusts from the high 20s, maybe down into the high teens. Okay, guys, which is actually unprecedented for General Electric. While we wait for this restructuring to occur within General Electric, with the changeover of culture, with the changeover of the CEO who's going through and revamping all the different pieces of businesses that General Electric represent, you're going to be awarded over a 4% dividend in GE. Now, there is talk about General Electric having the dividend cut. I personally believe that they should cut the dividend. I don't believe that they will. I really don't. I believe that they're going to keep this dividend intact, and they're going to continue to pay the shareholders that dividend. But if they do end up cutting the dividend, I think we're going to see a small reduction in the share price, but I really don't see it going below 18.5 here. And I think we're going to get lucky if it goes below 20. Okay, so from an entry point perspective and as a value investment play, certainly General Electric is one that I've taken 2 positions in this week, or this particular week, and I don't mind recommending to you guys on the long. Okay. AT&T is in a similar situation here with its reduction. I've actually made money on AT&T this year on 3 different trade occasions. I've entered into the stock. I've made money on every time. This one in particular bit me a little bit as I entered into what I thought was a very for sure position at $35 a share. As we all know, it's continued south and it's approached the 33 level, I believe. I actually picked up 2 positions in the stock. The one initially, like I said, at 35. And I actually bought another 250 share position once it hit that $33. I actually got it at the low 33 mark as it hit its 52-week low this particular week. I don't mind owning AT&T. There's a couple things that work here with AT&T. I love the DirecTV pickup. I'm not one of those that is actually putting nails in the coffins on these cord-cutting companies with telecom. AT&T is the largest mobile service provider. They own phenomenal assets, and when they take over Time Warner, which is looking like it's going to happen, that's just going to be another suite of quality businesses that's added to the AT&T envelope, and right now they're paying a fat north of almost 6% dividend. It's over 5.5% right now on the dividend to AT&T. So you're going to get paid to enjoy owning the company as they're starting the restructuring, all right? And finally, we've got Cisco. I've been monitoring Cisco as one of the major Dow components my whole life. I've actually never owned it. I've always wanted to own Cisco. I felt like the timing and kind of the inflection with technology, we've kind of met that, where Cisco has kind of floated a little bit and really has been kind of forgotten and unappreciated, okay? Intel has really taken off. And I actually think some of the businesses that Cisco has going on right now, there's 5 businesses actually, and they're all doing really, really well within Cisco. I'm not going to get into the details on this particular video, but I went ahead and took a 100-share position in Cisco this week, and I was glad to do that. It's really kind of a reckoning, actually, to finally take a position in Cisco, as I'm a value investor, and I've always been looking for an excuse to buy Cisco, and I believe we've met that time frame right now to go ahead and take my position in Cisco. Again, another fat dividend, close to 4%. And I'll continue to own that on the long going forward, all right? Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my #1 installment of my stocks that I'm buying for November. Stay tuned for future videos. I'm going to be coming out with more. As again, I repeat that my portfolio is going through quite a churn right now with regard to stocks that I'm actually watching, stocks that I'm actually buying. So stay tuned. I'm going to be as open and honest with you guys as I can. It's interesting to know what I'm doing. I'm also interested to know what you guys are doing with your portfolio moves now as we kind of move into the holiday season and we approach this new year for a new year of investing, and to see how we're going to come out of this bull market next year and see how this new year is going to react to this market. As this year's record bull run kind of comes to a close, approaching next February is what I'm kind of calling for. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified of any future videos I put on YouTube. Share the link out there with anybody out there that's looking for information regarding the stock market. And share the link with anybody out there, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good luck in your investment future.